So dear students, I hope you have studied about tropical cyclone in Odisha, a case study. Okay, now the last topic of the chapter is moisture. When water evaporates from land and different water bodies, it becomes water vapor. Okay, it moves upward because it becomes lighter and moves upward, and while moving upward the temperature decreases due to NLR, and this is turned into moisture. So it is a moisture or moisture in any air or in the air at any given time or at a given place is known as humidity. Okay, so when the air is full of water vapor, as especially in the month of rain, that is June, July, August, September, we call it a humid day when it is full of moisture. And as the air gets warmer, its capacity to hold the water vapor increases, and so it becomes more and more humid. That's why you might have seen that in the month of July or August or even September, the clothes take more time to dry. The clothes take more time to dry because the air is already humid. Okay, so warm air absorbs more water vapor than a moist air. Okay, that's why in humid day you find that once you start sweating, it does not evaporate easily. Okay, making us very uncomfortable. Okay, you feel this kind of climatic condition in the month of July and August. So when the water vapor rises, it starts cooling. Suppose this is your earth, okay, and this is some sea. When the water vapors rise upward, they start cooling, and when they cool, they form clouds. Okay, when they cool, they form clouds. And what are these clouds? These clouds are actually collection of these water vapors. The water vapors that move upward get condensed and form clouds. Okay, so these water vapor condenses causing formation of droplets of water and clouds. So clouds are just masses of such water droplets. When these droplets of water become too heavy to float in air, then they come down as precipitation. Undoubtedly, as you know, due to NLR or normal lapse rate, the temperature decreases as the air moves upward. So while moving upward, the water vapors get cooled down and turn into water droplets. These tiny water droplets form clouds and they start moving upward. While moving upward, they become more heavier and do rainfall again on the surface of the earth. Okay, this is called precipitation. This may be in the form of rainfall, as it happens in plains, or it may be snowfall, as it happens in case of mountains, और इट में भी हेल स्टोन्स जिसको हम ओले बोलते हैं, एंड स्लीट जो छोटी छोटी हेल स्टोन्स बनते हैं वो छोटे छोटे होते हैं, दे आर कॉल्ड स्लीट. ओके, एंड moisture is available in the environment. You can see through the jet planes. When the jet planes fly in the sky, they leave a white tail behind them because the moisture which is released by the engines, it get condensed in the atmosphere, and if there is no air blowing, this tail can be seen for longer period. Okay, so the precipitation that comes down to the earth in liquid form is called rainfall, and when it comes in the form of snow, it is called snowfall. It may be in the form of hails as well as in the form of sleet. Okay, you know it very well that whatever amount of rain we get on this planet, we need to conserve it. We need to save this rainwater, which is called rainwater harvesting. And nature also has some arrangements for preserving water, that is through plants. You know, the plants are very much helpful in restoring the water of the underground. They help in preserving of water. but when the trees are cut on the hillsides, the rain simply flow down on the bare mountains and can cause flooding of low-lying areas as well as landslidings in the hilly areas. Okay, so the plantation is very important. We need to grow more and more plants, and if we need to do some developmental work in the mountains, undoubtedly we need to plant to, you can say, compensate the loss of the trees which are cut due to making of roads and etc. in these areas. Okay, the rainfall that occurs on the surface of the earth are of three types. It is of cyclonic rainfall, it may be relief or orographic. Third one is convectional. Okay, cyclonic rainfall, dear students, you know it very well. Suppose this is the area of low pressure. Undoubtedly the wind from the surrounding areas of high pressure, this is area of comparatively high pressure, the winds will definitely come towards the area of low pressure, and if they are coming from some water bodies or if there are some water bodies on the way, अगर रास्ते में कहीं कोई लेक है, रिवर है, सी है, they will pick up moisture from there and they will do cyclonic rainfall in the central part of the circle, that is called area of low pressure. This is called cyclonic rainfall. Diagrams are given in your book also. Okay. Second is convectional rainfall. It's very simple. As you know that this is sea, this is mountain, and here are plains. Okay, when the water evaporates, it moves upward. While moving upward, due to NLR, the temperature simply decreases, and this water moisture is turned into water droplets and form clouds, and these clouds again burst out back on the earth's surface. Okay, on the same place. Like equatorial areas receive almost everyday rainfall, or in the tropical areas where temperature is very high, the water evaporates during the day or up to 2 or 3 p.m. and after 2-3 p.m. it rains almost every day in the tropical area. That's why we have tropical evergreen forest in the tropical areas. Okay, third one is orographic rainfall or relief. Orographic rainfall. Okay, it's very simple. You know that in mountainous areas, or whenever there is some obstacle in the way of the clouds, suppose the water evaporates from here, this is a sea, water evaporates from here. Okay, clouds are formed, these clouds moves forward. Okay, these clouds move forward and they are not able to cross over the Himalayas or the mountains or any obstacle on the way, and they do rainfall along with the you can say obstacles or the mountains. This kind of rainfall is called orographic. So whenever there is some obstacle is created in the way of the rain bearing winds, they do rainfall, which is called orographic rainfall. Okay, so this is all about your chapter 4. You know, dear students, rainfall is very important for our survival as well as for the survival of the plants and animals. So it brings fresh water to the earth's surface, which is most required. If rainfall is less, water scarcity and drought may occur. On the other hand, if it is more than the requirement, or if the water is not absorbed by the soil, undoubtedly it causes floods, as it is happening these days. So drought and flood, these two are different phases of, or two phases of rainfall. If it is less, it means when the water, you can say, or rainfall is less than the evaporation, it is always results in drought condition. But when the amount of rainfall is more than the amount of evaporation, undoubtedly it causes floods. So we need to manage it. We need to manage the rainwater, which is called rainwater harvesting. If we are able to do so, undoubtedly we can change the overall picture of the earth, making life comparatively better. Okay, so this is all about chapter 4. Thank you.